Well, how are you feeling? John Rigg'd here.
And me.
I know, I still got my cough going on. I cannot shake this con crud, I'm telling you. Got a package saying, I dropped you an email a few weeks ago about this game. A few weeks ago is probably a few months ago now, because I get to these whenever I can get to them. I've cleaned it, tested it, even Brasso, no luck. Hopefully you can repair it. Feel free to keep it or give it away. Just hoping it'll be repaired. Keep up the great work from Jonathan Berry. Jonathan Berry, who sent a game I don't know yet. Looks like a Genesis cart. Feels like a Genesis cart.
It is. Mickey!
This is a beaut.
Mickey.
Man, if anything, I got the... Excuse me, I haven't even looked at the game yet.
But it's Mickey!
Let me have a look-see. Okay.
I'm reading cheese.
Well, if anything, we got a case for Castle of Illusion here. One of the classics for the Genesis here. All right. Well, pause for the thumbnail. Ding! All right, let's see if we can get this working. I thank you for. We gotta get back in view here so you don't see my pile of convention stuff between me and the couch. That's all the junk I bring to conventions. Don't show the good people that. Let me Hi, you take your joy today? Good lord. Alright. These are fun for me. If you have any broken games laying around you want to send to the channel, check out my address in the About section of every video. So make sure you subscribe because I'd like to do these videos as often as I can. I also do other videos about every other day on something or other anyway. And I appreciate it.
I guess I'm smiling.
Can't stop smiling, huh?
Okay, that works.
Gonna test this out in the Super Retro Trio 3 Plus, and nothing.
Oh, jeez.
Stop. Are you just acting silly today?
Yeah.
Good lord.
I'm sorry.
Good mood today, are you?
Yeah.
Alright, this is called a 1-Up card. It's not my business card version, but there are those available. I have to have those out at conventions when you see me live. But these are wonderful. You can use Q-tips and rubbing alcohol all the same. This is not an endorsement. It's not a plug. It's just something that they work. I want to save those for the good people who find me at conventions. If I use my own business card, then I'll have less. You were just in a silly mood today, Lily.
Yeah.
Alright. You need a swift kick in the... Oh, here we go. Alright, so we have... purple screen this time. Alright. So with Genesis games, instead of Nintendo games that use a 3.8mm security bit, this uses, Genesis games often use a 4.5mm. Looks the same, slightly different in that it's a little bit bigger. But some Genesis games have like Torx bits, some of them use, things like, even like a Phillips head screwdriver. I've seen that a few times too. Simple enough. Genesis games, I love how just simple they are. Just like this, that's all it is. I have a spare board right here. This is a new board. So instead of killing an old game just to make this work, hopefully, I'm going to try putting this game onto this board and see if that gets the job done. I'm going to unsolder this first, and I'm using a desoldering pump. I got this for about 10 bucks on Amazon, and all of the tools I'm using, you can find all of them on my link in the description video about what tools I use through Amazon. They're not free, unfortunately, but it's just a quick, easy guide, because sometimes people say, oh, where'd you find that? Where'd you get that? I just leave it there as a service, almost. All right.
Oh, jeez, that scared me.
What's going to scare you 42 more times? Or maybe 40 times.
Who knows? Oh, you are going to speed this up, right?
This last one, sometimes doesn't like budging. That looks all right. Let's see how that worked. With Genesis games, fortunately, a lot of times you can just pull them right off of the board. Just like that, except for it seems like I got one still stuck. And the thing is, you don't want to just pry it off or pull it, you know, you don't want to just, you know, yank on it or anything, because, oh, I see the problem child right there. It's one that still has a little bit of stuff on there, because I'm going to use the same chip and put it in the other board, so I want to make sure it's all in one piece. Just like that. So that way it comes just off like that. Careful, careful. This is now junk, you can scrap that. And I wanted to put this exactly where it's going. See that little notch there? There's a little notch there. Has the notch go in the right direction. And the reason there's two of them, because sometimes games are only that big and sometimes they're that big. This game here, we'll see how big it is. I think it's going to be almost all of it. This is a 40 pin as opposed to a 42 pin. That was giving me trouble is a little bit bent, so I'm going to put that back in there. You don't want to bend these too much because they're very fragile. Just like that. Perfect. So it's going in the right direction. It's right there. We're going to have to solder this guy in place now. I do have a soldering iron. Of course I do. Well, what I do, and this may not be the correct soldering technique, but here's what I do. Okay, this thing is super, super hot. This is the soldering iron. Yep. And this stuff is the solder. Yep. When you touch it together, it melts right on there. It'll melt it right on this tip right here now.
Oh, geez.
So what happens is you want to put it down so the thing melts onto the board, and then you pull it away. And then it'll cool, and then it'll harden, and then that'll be a conductor, so it'll work. Just like that. You want to try one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put this away.
So I can like sit right there.
And then just kind of like when it melts, push it into it.
Okay, you do it.
Oh, here, put it back.
Why is it not melting?
It'll go. Just you have to touch it into it.
Yeah, nope.
Oh, it's on there. Here, go ahead. Really? Here, try again. No.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's hard.
Everybody who has ever soldered in the history of time was a beginner once. Everybody had to start somewhere.
But you're a pro since you've been doing this.
Well, I don't know if I'm a pro either. Like I said, I've only done this a few times, so.
You're a pro, though. Hey, I just rhymed. I don't know why.
You're a poet, and you didn't even care. Wait, that's not right. You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
I had that in my head first.
Did you?
Yep. I just wanted you to try.
Okay.
Because everyone's a beginner.
I see. This last one's not going to have any pins in there. I did it accidentally anyway.
Oh no.
It's alright, it's not going to hurt anything. I do have, if you've seen them before in my other videos, I do have a couple of like holders to hold the things in place.
And I also have a YouTube channel. Just like that.
You're just going to throw that right in there, are you?
Rigg'd Family Time.
Yeah, when was the last time you posted a video on there?
A long time ago.
We have a couple of videos on there, like...
The finger lights.
Yeah.
Cool. And the drink was my first video, I think.
Yeah, we went to the fair and stuff, so...
Oh yeah.
It's
and
more...
the beach.
It's more for vlogs and stuff. Family-style vlogs.
Sometimes we even do live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my dad's channel.
That's the last one. Make sure everything's good. Make sure it's all soldered. Looks all right. And then with this board, since this is a new board, we have to tell it whether it's a 4, 8, 16, or 32. Now this Castle of Illusion, I'm going to guess to assume, is not a 4 meg game. So I'm going to place it on the R1 little jumper here, bridge thingy. And this part, it's always hard for me because it's to get it to solder across and hold. Ah. Oof. Well, that's a big ass bowl, but
Always gonna work.
That should work. Well,
Let me see.
if the problem was with the board, then this will work.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so long as that, and it's not going to shake off or anything. Well, it may in the future, but I'm going to be extra careful with it, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to pop this just back in place for now, because I don't want to put the thing in with that thing sticking out. I want to make sure that thing's safe. Big shout out if you're watching, and a special hello and thank you to the good Patreons of my channel. If you haven't done so yet, you can consider being a Patreon. It's only $1 a month. Get your early access to some videos, some exclusive contesting as well.
Actually, really cheap.
$1 a month. But if enough people do $1 a month, that really helps me with the channel to help buy my things like the tools I'm using today and other things too.
Help with everything.
Yeah. All right, let's pop it in. Castle of Illusion. Fingers crossed. Come on, buddy.
Come on, please.
Dude! Seriously, Lily? That's what you're happy about? I was hoping I could get this game to work. I wanted this game to work.
Remember, I'm really excited. And now I'm gonna be shorter pretty soon. I shrunk.
Okay,
No, you're not.
all right, we've got to be all done here. I think I might have to check someone into the giggle ward. The giggle ward. What are you doing? Couldn't get it to work today, but they all can't be winners, I suppose. I wanted to post these anyway just for you. Well, we tried, Lily.
I'm really tickled today. I'm gonna stop. Okay, that's better.
Okay. Thanks for watching. More videos always coming up.